You have played so many iconic real-life people. Obviously, Tina Turner, which was amazing. Betty Shabazz, Katherine Jackson, the mother of the Jacksons. Violetta Wallace, Biggie's mother, right? Coretta Scott King, Rosa Parks, Michelle Obama in a Simpsons episode.
In The Simpsons, yeah. I don't know how well I did that, but yeah, that's a feather in my cap.
There was another attack on one of our outreach facilities. Proof of the involvement of a member state is being uploaded to your mobile devices as we speak. And as for the identity of the attackers, Je vous en prie. Let our gracious response to this incursion be an olive branch. Further attempts on our resources will be considered an act of aggression and met with a much steeper response. We mourn the loss of our king, but do not think for a second that Wakanda has lost her ability to protect our resources. We are aware of the ongoing efforts by some to find vibranium outside of Wakanda, and wish you the best of luck.
Welcome to the actor's side. Okay, let me get this straight. Golden Globe winner, 7 Image Awards, SAG Awards, 7 Emmy nominations, Oscar nominations, and everything else, Life Achievement Award winners. This is amazing. Please welcome Angela Bassett.
Thank you, Pete.
When I reel off those honors and you've gotten, and this is just, believe me, a drop in the bucket, but what do you think when you hear all that?
Sounds pretty good, but I think you added a few S's to those categories.
Well, it's all there, but it shows a great career here.
Yes, absolutely.
And appreciation by your peers too, which is always important, I guess. Too,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And of course, your latest. Obviously, you're a producer and star of 911, and of course, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The Queen is back in a big way this one too. I mean, what did you think after the first Black Panther had all that success and everything? Did you think, obviously everybody says, oh, there's going to be many more.
Yeah, you thought there would be another, you were looking forward to it, and how long is it going to take before we start rolling again? And then of course life came crashing in through, and everything was like put on pause for a little bit. Yeah. I guess as it was being figured out, and upstairs somewhere. And so I didn't know what would happen. I wasn't, privy to any of those conversations. The next conversation I heard is that we are ready to go. We have a script, and it focuses on the mother and the daughter.
Right.
This one, we have a unique opportunity to do that, to see a big, gigantic movie that focuses on, this mother and this daughter. And so a lot's going to be required of you. This is Ryan talking. And it was like, okay, should I get nervous now or later? And so got the script. And
it was a big expansion from the first for Queen Ramonda.
Yes, it was, because Queen Ramonda was just in support of her kids. She was there. She was a kind and motherly, maternal presence, I think. So it was a big change. Yeah.
Well, what did you think about that? Because when I saw the movie, I was immediately thought, wow, this is so female driven, and it's so cool to see in a Marvel movie. They've gotten a little more, lately focusing on female characters, but they didn't for the longest time. And then this, has really gone full hog on that.
Yeah, all the way, just pedal to the metal, in front of the screen and behind as well.
Yeah.
Which is just magnificent.
Do we credit that to Ryan?
I give all the credit to him. I give all the credit to that young auteur. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing talent, isn't he?
He truly is.
Yeah.
And a very kind kind-hearted person.
Yeah.
But he has such, regard and love for his own, mother and wife and daughter, and it just, it just radiates out of him, and it carries on into his work.
Yeah.
I think family is just a big part of who he is, and
Right.
he's just a very sensitive thinker. So I'm not surprised that these type, this is his fourth movie.
Yeah, I
And it
know.
just
And these are tiny little movies too.
gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Of course, Fruitvale Station was amazing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I fell in love with his work then, and just yearned to have an opportunity to work with him. And I didn't know where or when, or if it were possible. But yeah, I became a fan then. Even went to his premiere of that one, and was just like blown away. So when I heard that he wanted to call me and talk to me about Black Panther, which I wasn't really a big, I'm gonna say big or small comic book
Right.
person. So it's like I was just so intrigued that I
Yeah.
would get an opportunity to work with him in whatever capacity.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I'm wondering about the bittersweetness of it, knowing that you're going to be sitting in that chair,
Mhm.
and we know what happened. Great
What a
Chadwick.
day that was, the first day on set, and
Yeah.
to sit in that beautiful throne. And I sat to the left of it. So to walk onto that stage for the first time and to walk up to it, I mean, it was a real moment. It was a real moment. It had to be done. That's the work that we have to do today. But just take it all in. Just take it all in while we're here, and who was here, and we're gonna dig down and work these scenes, and pay homage to him. He
Yeah.
worked so hard. He gave his all. He gave his absolute all.
Yeah.
And when I think back to how physical it was on some days, especially when we were at Warrior Falls,
Oh yeah.
all day, for days, in the sun beaming down on the water, giving us snow blindness.
Wow.
No, there was no snow. All of us with shades and eyes red and burning and bleeding, and he and Michael B. Jordan just, how hard it is to, when you go to the beach, try to run in the surf.
Oh
And
God.
they're fighting in that water for hours and hours and hours. And then to know that you never saw him tired or sit down or take a break or a breath, but gave his all, absolute all, every
Yeah.
single take. That's what was required of us every single day. And every single day we realized that it was not uneasy. It wasn't an easy thing to do.
No.
No.
And it's amazing to see it, and I thought it paid great respect
Mhm.
to T'Challa
T'Challa.
and to him, and all
Sure
through
did.
your character and Letitia and that dynamic and the grief, the
Mm.
loss.
Mhm.
We've got to go forward, and how do we really pay respect by doing that?
Yeah, exactly.
Thought that was so
Especially
important.
that scene where we were burying him. We say pay our last respect at his coffin before it's
God.
taken away.
Yeah.
And he's gone, and she can't, and you have, everyone looking to you.
Right.
How will you handle it? Sometimes you got to handle it so that others will know how best to handle it, that they can be strong as well, or you have to be strong for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a
amazing.
lot in there.
Okay, now spoiler alert. Hold your ears, because what I'm about to say. I was surprised, I must say, that
Mhm.
we saw the death, we think, of Queen. But I know this is a Marvel movie,
Mhm.
and I know the end isn't always the end.
That's what Ryan said to me.
Really? Okay, because
That's what he said.
I don't want.
Should I believe it?
Yes.
Okay.
We believe.
We believe. We must
that
believe.
you're coming back.
Oh, we must. I don't want to set myself up and be disappointed.
I know, but that is
yeah.
possible in this world.
In this universe, it is
in
possible.
the MCU.
That's
yes, for sure.
Mhm.
Would you like to?
I would love to. I would love to. And I do say, T'Challa is dead, but that doesn't mean he's gone.
No.
No.
There's a whole life after that in many ways. Okay. So you're also like working away on a television series that you're also a producer on.
911. We're in our 6th season.
How many?
6. This is
Wow,
season number
that
6.
boy,
It
time
really
flies.
yeah.
I remember when it went on.
I know.
That's amazing because that's a lot of work too. When you're doing and you're starring in a weekly series like that, did you know what you were signing up for?
I absolutely did not. I mean, I've made forays into doing, television a little bit here and a little bit
Right.
there, but never for this extended time. But yeah, it takes some time,
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed it. We have like the best crew and writers and cast, and we have a lot of fun day to day. So that really makes it worthwhile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as we sit here, I just read something that won 2 awards for the best location scouts.
Really?
Yeah, for our episodic series over
Oh,
every other series it won. It was the big winner at the
wow.
location. There's a award show for everything.
Of course.
But
All right.
but it was the big winner there. But it's a really well-made show, and as a producer,
It is. It's almost like a mini movie,
is
a
it?
mini action movie every week.
Wow.
I've been asked, and and I think about directing it sometimes, but ooh, it's so daunting. It's so daunting.
Yeah, well, you're already a producer on it
Yeah.
too, so what's one more hat to wear,
I
right?
know. Right?
Actually, you're a director. You directed Whitney, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so-
Yes. I love it. I love working with, with actors and with crew, editors. I love every job that everyone does, and just seeing them put their best in it to, pull this whole dream together.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, I'm a big like, rah, you could do it. Come on, you did it. Yeah.
Did you always want to be an actor growing up?
I would say from, discovered it around about 15.
15?
So once that started, and I, and there was the applause from the audience, and it's like, and it was a way to express myself,
Yeah.
get that across. It's sort of like built from there.
And theater. I mean, you were
Started
at
in
Yale
theater.
School of Drama. It
Yeah,
doesn't get much better than
Love
that.
the stage. Love the stage. Immediate, immediate communication between the audience,
Do you want to go
And,
back to the stage? Yeah,
Mhm.
because I know you did. I think the last thing you probably did was Mountaintop.
Yep.
Is that it?
Mhm.
With Sam Jackson.
Mhm.
He's back on the boards right now.
I know. I saw him.
Did you?
I saw him up there. Yeah, absolutely.
So it would be nice to go back and do that again.
Always. I
Yeah.
can't wait. Love theater.
Is that
Love
your
theater.
big love of acting, theater, or do you love it? You do it all. So
I do, but I take one of the high compliments. My husband and I did a play,
Courtney
His
B.
Girl
Vance.
His Girl Friday at the Guthrie Theater years ago, and written by John Guare. And he came to me. He said, "Angela, you're a theater animal." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So I took that as a real high compliment. I loved it. Yeah.
It's amazing. When you
Right in
look, and
front of
I'm
the
going to
stage.
read off these names,
Okay.
and I know you've been asked this, but I find it fascinating. You have played so many iconic real life people. Obviously, Tina Turner, which was amazing. Betty Shabazz, Katherine Jackson, the mother of the Jacksons, Violetta Wallace, Biggie's mother, right? Coretta Scott King, Rosa Parks, Michelle Obama in a Simpsons episode.
In The Simpsons. Yeah. I don't know how well I did that, but yeah, that's a feather in my cap.
Totally, right? Yeah. What is the challenge of playing all of these people and doing right by them?
Doing right by
and
them.
as an actor.
Oh, Lord, to make them proud, to be honest, to find their vulnerabilities as well as their resilience and their strength. Just to really display their humanity.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. In their, how multifaceted they are.
Yeah. Katherine Jackson was
Yes.
interesting too, because there was all kinds of controversy about Michael at that time. I think when you took on that project,
Right.
and but you were like an uber fan, right?
I grew
Growing
up
up?
in love with the Jackson Five.
So there was no
Yeah.
way you were not doing this.
No, as a 11, 12 or whatever little girl growing up in Florida, and to see these young boys who were from, Gary, Indiana, from, meager beginnings, up from
Yeah.
up from the bottom, raised by just regular working class, hard working regular people.
Right.
figuring it out. Yeah, I got a chance to see them when I was young, so I was a big fan of them. I mean, the talent is can't be read.
Yeah.
You know, Mike was brothers; it just couldn't be read.
Yeah.
The performance element, all of it, just
Right.
perfection. So years later, when there's a movie about them, and I get to go in and portray their mom, and yeah, and there was this controversy, or whatever. But to me, they always praised, adored, loved, revered their mother.
Right. Oh yeah. She was a rock.
That's right.
Yeah.
She was, don't mistake her kindness, her gentleness for weakness. She was a strong woman
Yeah.
and loved by her children. And that's what a mother desires.
Right.
And love this Black woman loved by her children, who respected her and cared for her to this day, every day. That's what a Black mother deserves.
Yeah.
So forget the mistakes that we make, in life or whatever you think. They never did. No, let me not say what they never did, but they loved her. Let me say that.
Yeah.
And that's something that I, as an artist, want to put into the world.
Right.
That I hope every, Black woman, Black mother is loved by her children, respected by her children,
Yeah.
because she lives for them, and she aches when they ache.
That's so.
Yeah.
That is so important
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, it hits
Remember-
a mother, I think, differently than it will a father.
Yeah.
Come on, boy. Come on.
Yeah.
But a mother's love. A
Yeah.
mother's love. That's what we see in Wakanda,
Without
a
question.
mother's
I
love.
mean, that's the ultimate, and that's taking. Of course, that's not a real life person,
Amen.
but I want to think she is.
Mhm.
We get so close to these characters in
Mhm.
these, and that we look at them.
That's right.
As
And
real.
that's why, I got so many texts from, friends and strangers that said that the theater is weeping. We are gasping
Oh.
and weeping.
Oh my God.
You're going to come back,
Yeah.
And like I say, it's not real, but it's real to us.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
real to
The
us.
grief goes on,
Yeah.
beyond that, which is remarkable thing about movies and
Mhm.
television, that you can really get right to the heart of things and have an effect.
You
I mean,
can.
I know you have always been, and you can tell by everything you did. I didn't even mention Boys in the Hood, which was a very early breakthrough, I
Mhm.
think,
Mhm.
role for you
Mhm.
too. These turned out to be major milestones in the business. Do you always know that when you read a script that?
No, I don't. Not in terms of that. I know how it hits me, or how
Yeah.
I feel when I'm reading, when I'm turning the pages, and I can't stop, or I began to see maybe the images on screen. But I kid myself and say I always look at every script as a B movie, so I never see it like this is a blockbuster. This is unlike anything else.
Yeah.
I just, just get a sense of how it hits me, of the
Right.
words, the scenes, the content, the idea, the themes, and what I think of them,
Yeah.
just privately, and of course on the script. So,
Any
but I never
regrets in-
think this is.
Any
Well,
regret-
maybe Wakanda I thought might be a big blockbuster, but you
Well-
never know how big.
No, you
I had
don't, no.
a teacher that said,
Well, that also became a cultural icon,
Yeah.
and it went beyond, it
"You
was
get more than you expected."
more than anybody could have probably predicted, the impact that it had on society.
Mhm.
And every Black kid out there, and everybody watching that and seeing finally,
Mm-hmm.
a movie in that genre
Mm-hmm.
that's
Ex-
about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every Black kid and every
Every kid.
every kid in us, because
Well,
I
exactly.
talked
Yeah.
to grandmothers who were 94 who they had never seen representation like that. They had never gone to a Marvel movie or superhero or action,
Right.
but they went to see that
That's amazing.
that imagery.
Any regrets in your career about roles you've turned down or anything? Have you always made the right decision in your mind, or did you look back and go, we should have done that?
No serious regrets. Maybe one, I could have fought more to get time off to do to do a role.
Yeah.
But but I have to just let it be.
Right.
is as it's supposed
You've
to
had
be.
your share
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
now
I'm
one
full.
one that everyone's going to ask you about as long as you live and beyond is obviously What's Love Got to Do with It,
Mhm.
and Tina Turner, for which you were nominated and should have won the Oscar, quite frankly.
Thank you.
You should have.
Appreciate that.
And it was an amazing, and I cannot believe what kind of challenge that must have been, you
Mhm.
know, with her,
Mhm.
iconic, still alive.
Mhm.
And did you work with her at all?
A little bit, yeah,
Yeah?
a little bit. At the beginning, she came to the rehearsal with the wonderful Michael Peters and showed me lots of photo albums of she and Ike and just talking, just talking. She's so generous, so incredibly generous. And then near the end of the shoot, where she showed up and she did my makeup for that last scene
Oh,
in the
wow.
movie. Of course, everyone's knocking, like, do you need anything? You need anything? She was like, we don't need a thing. This
Yeah.
woman was on the Chitlin circuit doing her own makeup and hair and costumes and whatever. She knows how to get it done. So no, we don't. She didn't need a thing, and she took far less time than the professionals did. It
Oh,
took
yeah.
2 hours. She had it done in perfect in
Well,
20
she
minutes,
spent
30
at it
minutes.
longer.
Exactly. So, yeah, I had a great time with her.
That was great, and just the way you embodied her and everything, even, and I love Adrienne Warren, and I've interviewed Adrienne Warren, and she was fantastic on Broadway too.
Yes.
But I walked into that show, and I saw it in New York too.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against her, but you can't get your performance out of your head. When you see somebody else, doing a different version, but nevertheless,
right.
stage
Did
version.
all right, yeah.
It's like it's just there.
Remains
just
a high watermark for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you won that Golden Globe I
for that.
mentioned for that,
Mhm.
and so many things. Well, it's like what a career. When I look at all of this, I mean, my God, I didn't even mention Waiting to Exhale and how Stella got her groove back. I mean, those
At
were
Terry McMillan, yes.
other movies that people constantly still talk about.
Yeah. Get your groove back, became part of the lexicon.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Right? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. What do you want to do that you haven't done, that you have a chance?
I wouldn't mind playing some of these wonderfully interesting, independent, movies. Like small movies,
Smaller
that
movies,
character pieces. I mean, I know towns are different, and we got to have big and loud, and
Yeah.
and all of that. Certainly do that week to week to week. This is and Wakanda's as big as it gets. But I still enjoy stories about people and the human experience and
Right.
and why we do what we do as human beings, whether it's we fall down or whether we're our noblest self, our messy self, ugly, make no sense, So I wouldn't mind doing some of those stories. Those are some of the stories I've enjoyed watching throughout my year.
Do
Those
you
fine
feel as a producer,
performances.
that you can help get those projects off the ground? Because it's a tough time right now for
It
indie
is.
movies and for what I call adult-themed
Yeah,
movies.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
hard to get that audience back in
Oh,
the theater.
it's always, whatever year, it's always something that's, but getting audience back in theater, that is a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, Black
Because we
Panther
can
did it,
just-
but
And Maverick, Black Panther, Maverick.
right,
And,
yeah,
see
those
what else we
movies do.
coming
But what about
this
all
year.
these great performances
so-
this year too by actresses in all these roles? It looks like a good time again, at least for some of
It
them.
is great performances and great projects. And I don't know about getting back to the theater. I mean,
I
the
know.
theater comes to us in our living room.
Yeah,
No,
it's not the same thing for me.
Mhm.
I'm a big proponent of the big screen.
I am too. I love
I can't imagine watching
love to
Black
sit in there with the
Panther
lights
Wakanda
going
Forever
down.
on my iPhone.
No. You're going to miss 98% of it.
As we sit here and talk, you're about to get a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Celebration for Black television and cinema. And I have actually seen your life roll by on this reel. It is extraordinary to look at the breadth of work and the variety of work. And do you ever sit down and think about it, or do you just move one step ahead? And
One step ahead.
Yeah,
Just
you
keep
don't-
putting
you don't
one
look
foot
back.
in front of the other. No, look back and go, oh, Peace with myself. No, 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 no.
You're not
no.
sitting at home
No.
watching your flipping the dial.
Afraid not. No, but it is important, I think, to pause every now and again and go, okay, it's good, and then just keep going, but
And-
not to linger on it too long. You
All
know,
right,
just
we
trying
want
to
you to
see
keep
what's
going.
next, what's exciting, what's different, what's a space that have not been seen, what's unexpected, and what, as I tell my kids, keeps the lights on. Keep the lights on.
Well, you're keeping the lights on for sure. Yeah, keep on turning those
That's
lights
right.
on. So great. Thank you, Angela Bassett, for
Thank
joining
you.
us on the Actors.
Thank you.